Hello and welcome, Lex here. We are playing Overlord H, which obviously stands for humorous. And on day number 790, we'll start off with going to our lovely mirror to have a look what has been happening in the background. Event number 73 over here. Handle with care. Let's see. In a person inside the capital of the city of the elf country.
You crazy freak! Let me out! A bit quiet, please. Freakers! What do I do? This is so hard. You're going to bother the other prisoners eating. There's no one going to eat such a... Oh, what if I pull your tongue out? What the... Can you freak out?
Mary shoves his hand inside his mouth and pulls the tongue away. Dang. The prison dies right away. Whew. That's one way to start the episode.
Who's that? It was just his tongue, though. Those elves are so fragile. Whoa, I'm better at this after all. I don't think she will notice. She has no clue how many children he has. The elf pig made too many. If a few of them drop dead, no one will care. But you still did not get it. What? It is obviously going all according to Isama's plan. My role may be smaller than yours, but if you believe you can do it, then you can. That's true, but... The attack in the Randall, the slain Yggdrasil never came forward to even admit it and seek forgiveness for their sin. No one will blame us for destroying them. That would be much easier to do if we leave no escape routes for them, which is possible only if you take your role as a king. That is what Isama is going to do, I think.
Well,
I'm still sure about all of this. Me, a king? There is no way. Look. Even if that was the case, you will get help. The slain theocracy thing is probably going to happen in the future, assuming I'm right. Right now, you need to become a king in order to undo the seal. Isama has fought thousands of years in advance.
Right. Totally not. Winging it in the moment.
He will know. Alright, about the corpse, by the way. Oh, yeah. I'm going to call that Flatty so she can move it back to the great tomb of Dazarik.
Not like you are the one to talk, by the way, man. The Elf King should be no more. Teleported Great Forest of Evasha. Alright. Elf Kingdom. Evasha. Watch the fight.
So, that is the extent of your power. Disappointing.
Yeah. Characters with sight are so good. Maybe not all of them, but there are quite a few.
I knew I was stronger, but to be this weak, you could only manage to cut one of my hair ties. If you were not a gross elf and my father, I would have considered to repurpose your existence to a nail clipper.
Huh. That's a little bit of Shaltir vibes. If you know, you know. Oh yeah, this scene really was not shown in this game. Huh. I wonder why. I mean, I've mentioned that before, because it was kind of mentioned, I believe, throughout the story, if my memory serves me right, but for some reason, we did not get to see... I mean, overall, I would say, anime-wise at least, the best fight, considering it was the fight that was actually a little bit of a challenge for a certain someone. But yeah, we did not get to see the fight with the character that, well, also in anime mentioned, and someone being a weak nail clipper. Yeah. And the character that was supposed to be the nail clipper also was not in this little fun game. Anywho.
My daughter, you were not a failure after all. So stuck. My first step was death.
It would only take a slight movement and the Elf King's head would be gone. However, Zeshi's hand invades her father's torso and takes out his heart off instead. She stares blankly at his heart before crushing it. Weak. The lifeless body falls over her feet. So messy. Your side would have done a much cleaner job.
I'd not use my weapon people without a soul. Unless truly necessary. It would be a waste. There is no better feeling than crushing someone with your own bare hands.
Oh! Speaking of which, your weapon, it is not a normal sight, is it? Can I see it?
Sure.
She hands it over without even thinking about it. She either trusts me or she's really cocky about her talent. It is annoying, frustrating even, but I did not let it get over my head.
It is not a simple sight. It is actually a weapon which once belonged to Surashana-sama, one of the 6 gods.
Who? The weapon looks familiar. It is from Yggdrasil, man. One of my summons even comes with a similar one. However, upon analyzing it, I see that it has many enchantments and slight alterations. It is not made of cold iron, but silver, and its strength comes from the fact that it is a magical weapon. I noticed the ranged attack she used, but its charges are full even though she has used it recently. Who? You have a way to recharge such items?
The weapon feeds off my life force in order to recharge itself, yes. Of course, with my talent, that does not really matter.
Yeah, I mean, perfect fit.
The part I like the most is the ability to devour the slain enemy's soul. That powers up the weapon. It is much stronger than what it used to be back when I first got it.
That explains its many enchantments.
It is sort of a special enchantment. To be able to wield it, you need to be attuned with death. That I am. It would normally mean that you need to be undead in order to wield it, which means the only life force it would get is the one from your enemies, as long as they are living beings. However, while I'm attuned with death, I'm also a living and breathing creature.
Quite convenient.
Yeah, I'm the best user for the weapon, probably in the whole world.
I hand over back to her. Yet you had no second thoughts of handing it over to me.
Of course. We have to get quite well acquainted after all, for what is coming next.
Nothing is coming next! Huh?
Remember our first talk, yes?
No.
I have to report the news back to home, but this is not the last time we will see each other.
Well,
until then.
I'll save. Choosing such a location for her battle, I have no doubts that the slain theocracy already knows about the death of the king. If she wants to meet the third time, it must concern the change of rulership of the elf country. So bothersome. Well, I look at the general direction of the elf country. Time to get done what I've came here for. In my mind, everything gets pushed back. I feel an intense emotion of excitement to finally explore a place that has been kept hidden for me for so long. A place that truly holds the answers I'm looking for. I would say probably. But whatever. Time to get Crescent Lake. Anything? Nope. Actually, I still have to click here. Boop. Yo, what's up, Sir, old guy?
The king has finally died. I would like to say that the elf country will do better from this point on, but the truth is that there is a lot of damage to be undone. A lot of trust that must be earned. The new king will have a lot of work to do as a dark elf, but that is probably for the best, for a new future without wars. However, your actions to stop the ongoing war and by word should suffice for the moment. Oh, look at me. This should be a moment to celebrate, not to lose ourselves in political talks.
About the entrance.
Oh yes, that will require for the crown to be restored. Its power is required to undo the lock.
Of course.
That will require the ceremony to be over. It is more than a mere formality.
Let's get to it. Guess there is no other way but to sit back and in a few days enjoy the ceremony then. The Seer nods before taking his leave. Considering the important and yet risky location of the Elf country and the lack of experience when it comes to ruling a country, I'll be slowly sending some troops from the Great Tomb of Nazarick to back him up. In the meantime, he has the 3 elves, maidens whose...
Ooh, nice!
Whose knowledge about the Elf country will prove to be valuable. And of course, there is the Seer. A pretty ambiguous character, but hardly a fool. Not too long left. I guess I'll be joining the others until the ceremony begins. Yeah? You lucky bastard. And so Mare took the crown. Quick returned. I mean, not like I'm the one to considering I have Narberal. Shizu. Like those 3 can't even compare. Not that level, but still. And so Mare took the crown. Where is it? That's the crown. Okay. Quickly returning to an alive green color and blossoming with bright flowers. And hopefully, a bright future for the Elf country. He's still uneasy. It was quite obvious from the way he laughed nervously. I couldn't blame him. In his same shoes. If I felt an emotion, I would be just as nervous, if not more. Yet his eyes were bright with happiness. I couldn't help but think back when all of them, Mara included, were nothing more than NPCs, even after we have arrived here. Each one of them has grown a lot during this time. Slowly but surely, each one of them has found their identity and purpose in this world. In a way, they have realized more than I did, especially since my success cannot be attributed to their help. I feel like I'm stuck in the past, still on day one, trying to comprehend what has happened to all of us. And then what? Once I understand what has happened, what should I do? I do not want to go back to my previous world, so what do I want really? Stay with them? I'm often alone with my thoughts and I keep asking myself the same questions over and over again. And yet, after all this time, I'm still unable to answer such a simple question. Or perhaps I'm scared to admit that I have no clue of what I'm doing and what comes next. I should not gloom the mood. It is Mari's special day, and I'm proud of him. Let's focus on that for a moment.
Thank you, everyone. Admit I have to learn. I have to admit I have a lot to learn. I've never been a ruler and all of this is so sudden, but what I know for sure is that I, a son of us, have an even greater ruler, a supreme one, a good Ice Sama. It is all thanks to his great plan and infinite wisdom that the war has stopped and the oppression of this country has ceased. We all owe him, and I, as his messenger, shall uphold the glory of his name. So, let's all work together and rebuild our country in order to make Ice Sama proud of us.
Some are unsure since most of his speech involved me. They simply stand still. This was a mistake on his part, especially since we are outsiders. However, the majority heard his heartfelt speech and clapped in order to congratulate him on his new position. He has really grown? Someday I too. You too what? Talk to the seal. The seal? Right. Seer. Shut man, there's something happening over here, like... I bet it's just Sayuri's events. Or more like... event that repeats itself. And that's the only thing that... that causes the map to be orangey in Sorcerer Kingdom. I believe there is something else stopping me from entering the sealed entrance now.
That is correct. Speak with your friend. The king, his presence will be essential. I will follow along.
Why?
My presence will be required this once. In future, just the king will do. While Yggdrasil hardly needs any protection, it has guards. Armies of dryads will spawn to keep anyone from ever reaching it.
We've dealt with one dryad before.
I can't keep them from attacking, and once the king introduces himself, he'll be able to just the same. As long as no harmful action is ever taken against Yggdrasil, which is impossible to begin with.
Is it really that powerful, or is he just undervaluing my power? I don't mind avoiding bloodbath when possible. Very well. There are far more people than I would like following along, but as a guest I cannot say anything about it. Following along there are Mare and Tora, with the Seer being a potential useful addition considering his knowledge. However, a few more elves decide to accompany Mare as well. He is the new king, and just like humans, some elves will take every chance they can get to gain some favor. All of us have dark vision, so navigating the dark tunnel is not an issue. Everything seems to be going just fine, however, once we reach really deep within the tunnel, the elves accompanying Mare begin to feel sick.
I just got really worried.
Huh? None of us feel anything. It takes me a moment to realize that it might be the pressure affecting them. Before I can say anything, the Seer speaks.
You should head back. It is not necessary for you to accompany us any longer. Alright!
Once they leave, we continue. The tunnel is pretty straightforward, however it seems to be almost endless. With no light source at all, it is quite hard to tell for how long we've been walking. Huh. An unknown amount of time passes, and amidst the darkness, we finally spot a few beams of light. To my surprise, I look up and see a bunch of crystals glowing like small stars. It's been a while ever since I saw some light, but what surprises me the most is the vegetation in front of me. Nothing should be able to grow in these harsh conditions. I would have never thought that Yggdrasil was an actual tree.
It is not. The trees, as you know them, are mere branches of Yggdrasil. This is the heart of our world.
In a very dark cave, this looks like a small oasis. A giant tree whose branches seem to extend infinitely and many green plants all around it. Upon closer inspection, it seems like the branches actually go through the walls and possibly continue within.
Wow, which tree?
Mare's head spins back and forth, looking at the darkness around him.
It seems to continue everywhere. Its branches are like roots. I've never seen something like this before.
Detect magic. I suddenly understand what Mare means. The most intense blue light I've ever seen, coming from the giant tree, travels along its branches and extends as far as my eyes can see like a small network. This tree. It is like a battery powering up the world with its mana.
Yes. They reach many places in this world. One of them even reaches the Crescent Lake. It is Yggdrasil that grants its waters the miraculous healing properties. On the tracing up its areas, tornadoes, earthquakes, even the weather itself, were all small surges of Yggdrasil. But the true danger is the wild surge occurring every 100 of years. It can be a big cataclysm, or the birth of a new gods. That is how our first king and the first seer appeared in this world. That was birth of our country.
Oh, could it be that's how Ainz appeared in this world? To be quite honest, it would make sense.
Not all of those wild surges are necessarily bad, but they are completely random, and that is what makes them dangerous. The lack of control you have over such events.
I absorbed his words while staring silently at the tree, and this one realized something. Almost everything what he has said can be done with magic. Earthquake, change weather, raise undead. Could it be?
That is so.
A faint smile is visible on his grumpy and birdy face.
It is the source of all magic casters, after all. Without Yggdrasil, nothing in this world would exist. The whole world is filled with magic and lives through magic.
However, the world arrival of the gods is not a spell. There has to be something more to it.
Why not? It could be a spell that goes beyond our comprehension.
For a moment I note in a disagreement. After all, I know all the spells from the game. However, What if this world, despite being weaker, has the existence of even stronger magic than the game I came from? Suddenly I remember the words of the seer when we first met. As powerful as I may be, the creature that stands before me, while seemingly unmoving, is leagues above me. Not only I cannot hope to use its power anytime soon, but I would not be able to dent it if I tried. That truly explains why it stood untouched for all this time, even before the entrances to the inner earth were sealed and became nothing more than a distant rumor. The spells an individual like Fluder or the Seer can perform are considered otherworldly by most people, and yet they are nothing to me. From their perspective, the magic I can perform is otherworldly, if not plain impossible. It is truly frustrating. It is not the first time I am powerless to do what I desire. I do not want to believe that I have reached my limits. I do not want to believe that an invisible wall is stopping the path I wish to pursue. While my tests so far have proven otherwise, there is no reason why a game's level cap should exist even in a real living world. Yeah? There is the possibility that with a suitable challenge I could still gain more power. That I can still grow and obtain even greater power, a power that I currently consider impossible. Yet that poses another problem. Where do I find such challenges? In the other continent, perhaps? How long would it take for a single level up, and how many level ups would I need to continue? That sounds like a horrible grind, one that might lead nowhere. There has to be another way. I should speak to Demiruk and Elbel back in Nazarick and research it. Not everything can be done with sheer strength. Luckily, Nazarick has the most brilliant minds in the world, and I shall unite them in order to get over this obstacle. If it can be done, then they will do it for sure. Yggdrasil, the heart of this planet, is before me amidst a sea of dryads, in the dark background observing us. The source of many calamities, and my presence here, who many thought were the acts of gods, the truth had been beneath their feet all this time. I finally had the answer I was looking for. Sour, I would bite my lips if I had them. I was expecting anything but that. How could all of this be just random? Wild magic gone astray. Magic that brought me from a game world. It was so ridiculous that I did not want to believe it. I refused to. But it's enough. We can leave for the moment. I turn back and without saying anything else, I walk away. As we walk back to the surface, we finally begin to see the light of outdoors. It seems to be day. Whether it is the same day or not, it is hard to tell right now. Why is she here? What catches my attention is a shadow figure standing right by the entrance. One of the elves, perhaps. In a way. We continue walking in silence until that silhouette finally gains recognizable details. Oh, are you following me now? My tone does not sound as irritated as I should be feeling right now.
I told you we would meet again, didn't I not?
She caresses her belly. Ugh.
There's something we need to discuss and a lot we need to do. Hehe. I'll not let you go after finding you. I've waited for too long to meet someone like you.
Without answering her yet, I turn towards my companions. Can you excuse us for a moment?
Yeah. We'll wait for Yggdrasil Lake down, Isama.
The seer follows Oren Mare Huran ahead, past the sheep. Now. Kick her down. Try to reason. Let's go with that. I do a long and unnecessary brief and easily hold back all my frustration in order to keep calm and do not let her taunt me. Perhaps it is my mistake. I failed to inform you of a very important fact. I do not like unexpected visits. I'm actually the same. I absolutely hate unexpected visits, to be quite honest. I think maybe it would depend on person/people who pay a visit. I would say there is a very small amount of people whose unannounced visit I would not have a problem with. Like maybe one person. Other than that, they basically annoy me. Like, heck. Even if I don't have anything planned, basically my plan is to just sit back and relax, for example. You are interrupting my plans. And it pisses me off. Anyway. If and when we need to speak, it has to be in a proper place after a proper preparation.
You are misunderstanding. I do not want to merely speak, I want to join you. Speaking or meeting just once is not enough.
Oh, she's like another albedo, isn't she? Huh? I'll cut you a deal then. If you are serious about your proposal, stay in the slain theocracy and spy for my kingdom. I'm pretty direct about it, fully aware that this might be a setup. However, if they have to rely on such cheap tactics, I may as well lure them in and be done with them before they become a greater annoyance. Besides, after their less than average spying, they are not in a good place to blackmail me.
That would not solve the issue. I would still be away from you.
Stop being so vague and tell me what you want then. I mean, to be fair,
she was kinda obvious what she's after, man.
Surely you don't expect me to believe that you suddenly had that nightmare to follow me around wherever I go. I really hope not. Tell me what you are after.
I'm not being vague at all. What I want is to have your child.
Huh? Yeah, that makes even more... What the fuck is this sentence? That makes even less sense. Also, I have wife, too.
Why? Cannot you see the possibilities? You and I, uniting, our offsprings will be worshipped for eternity.
Couldn't care less.
Not to mention we are both immortal and almighty.
I mean, you're not that great.
I do not really need children for that.
You can never have too much power, and my talent is undoubtedly one of those powerful ones.
Nah.
There have been other gods in the past, and only some of their children were left behind. Cannot you see my perfect vision?
Nah.
Why stop at leaving just a few traces of your existence when you can create a whole empire out of our own blood?
She's kinda annoying. Ironically enough, she speaks and wishes for the same things her father did. Dude, totally freaking dropped that bomb onto her. I make no mention of it. What a shame. Not about the fact that when I seek more power, I could not care less about creating an empire of godkings. What I seek at the moment is individual power. Hell yeah, that's right. Let's go. Ice is the way I am in ways. I'm also like kind of the winged person, but at the same time, I would say I have more brains than some people. I just don't like to, in a way, stand before the crowd, because I know that would just bring more pressure and so on. What's the point? But what I'm getting at is the most important part right now. He wants to do it himself and does not want to put the pressure on the possible, offsprings of his own. Basically, I admire that. I do really dislike when parents are like,
"Oh, I could not achieve that. So, it is your time to do that now."
Basically dropping on children the dreams of their own. That's freaking disgusting. I really dislike that. Anywho. Still, turning her down would earn me nothing, especially since I have nobody inside the slain theocracy. I want something out of her, and she wants something out of me. If I give her some hope by sweating the deal, she should accept. You have made some good points. I'm not opposed to the idea.
Yeah.
However, rushing this is not a good idea. There is the right time for everything, including what you are proposing.
We can take all the time you need, but why cannot I come along with you?
I not have to think too hard to really find a believable excuse. After all, it could very well be a real concern from the way she's speaking about it. I need you to prove your loyalty to me. Yeah. As you have said, an empire of godkins, our children, that would be a very powerful asset. I need to make sure I need you. That's not, the you is not needed. I need to make sure you are loyal and will not use your power to rebel against me. Honestly, we have children already with Narberal. A child with Narberal. We have a child with Shizu Delta. You would kind of assume from that alone the offsprings would be like crazy powerful or crazy amazing. Something like that has not been shown to us. So I think we can safely assume... What's your name? Zeishu? Zashu? Zeshi. I think we can safely assume that the child with Zeshi would not be anything extraordinary as well. Anyway. It would be pretty stupid of me to blindly trust you and risk of getting waxed up in the near future.
It makes sense.
Oh. It is time to sweeten the pill now. I promise it will not take too long either. I'll give you the means to relay the information I require back to me, and then I will fulfill my part of the deal. Maybe. She closes her eyes for a half minute and stays silent, as if she's completely lost in thought. Then she suddenly opens them and looks straight at me.
Very well. I was ready to prove my loyalty to begin with. It would have been great to be able to save up some extra time and get right into it, but... Your request is reasonable enough. I have no qualms about it. I accept.
She's really too bent on it. I don't trust her. I thought this was over. As I'm about to wish her a good journey, she continues to speak. Ugh.
However, how about a sample of the goods?
The goods?
That would ease up the waiting, and I would have something to look forward to. I'm also curious on how it would work with you. Hehe. You'll not say it is impossible to assume you have a trick up your sleeve.
Now I wish my ring of shooting stars was not fully charged. God damn it. Listen, there is also Lupus Regin. You know what? She's too crazy, man. She's too crazy. I think I can't repair her. Or can I? Can we fix this girl? Eeny, meeny, whatever the freaking... I don't know actually. Eeny, meeny, whiny, woo, whatever the next words are. The choice is here and I don't know what to choose. Let's see randomly. Let's point randomly. Maybe we can go with this option. Fix or not. No or yes. I don't know what to do. She is crazy, but maybe it will not end up in tragedy. Fine. I'm not really in the mood right now, but whatever. Fine. A sample seems like a reasonable request. Very well. She steps closer in a very seductive way.
Show me.
Well, I mean, at least she didn't go like completely crazy. Once I unite back with the others, we say our final goodbyes to Mare, who will stay behind. Since the elf country is part of the Great Tomb of Nazarick now, and teleportation is not a huge deal, I'm sure Aura will still come here fairly often. As for me, and also considering that I imagine Aura and Mare would like to get like the elf country and the dark elves, you know, in a way united. As for me, I need to hold a ceremony soon. What ceremony? This will give Mare the chance to be back home for at least a day, and I can use that opportunity to speak with everyone. What ceremony? Unlike previous projects, this one will require the help of all the Great Tomb of Nazarick. All the new members alike. Ooh. I might even need to seek help from vassal states, at least those I fully trust. And so, I updated Albedo with the new events and what my next plans were. Making such a large-scale ceremony will require time, but my heart is at ease since Albert is taking care of everything. In the meantime, I did what I could best. Keep researching, all while keeping a close eye on the great Minotaur nation's tourists that were still in Rantel in an even bigger number now. I don't trust Minotaurs. I have a feeling I will need to get rid of them soon, man. What a pain. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode. Now I think I will take some rest. Let's do that. Minotaurs can wait. They are not that important. For now... I already said... Let's end it, so... Let's do that. If you enjoyed, consider liking the video. Always appreciate it. If you're new around, subscribe. We will be playing this lovely game until the very end. Because that's pretty much how we always play the games. Unless I decide, you know what, one ending is good enough. But basically, yes, we cover the story with at least one ending. Over here it will be like that as well, I think. And yeah, I mean, subscribe for that. And for many more games to come, because I bet this is not the last game we are playing. Hope you have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow too. Bye bye.